Welcome to Popcorn Planet. We are live on Change Our Minds, where we talk about stuff. We did a lot about the DCU, Snyder, all that stuff, Wonder Woman. But Jody, let's bring it to something a bit more drama, as they'd call it, I guess. I don't know. Me calling out BS is what I like to call it.
We're going down the drama pipe.
We're going down the pipe of calling out some BS. And you remember Roxy Striar, right?
Yes, I remember Roxy.
Look, I want to move on. I don't really want to talk about it. But when I saw this tweet that was forwarded me, I'm not going to say who did it, but I got a lot of fans or instigators who like to feed me drama through the DMs. Like, Andy, did you see this? Andy, did you see that? And then sometimes I bite and I'm like, oh my God, what? They said what? This really should be they said what? But I don't have it open. Otherwise I would have. But look at this, Jody. So here was Roxy today and live at the Roxy. Mr. Bean's talking about cancel culture. And so here we are live at the Roxy now. Roxy Striar decides to go make a video talking about cancel culture. Roxy Striar, who cancel culture. Let's talk. This is like, as I said in a tweet about it, laughing.
This is the same chick that cancel you, though.
Yeah, that's totally and helped the cancel mob take me out, lied about me, refuses to then engage further as my fans were asking relatively fair questions, muted and deleted them. Her mod just won't let anybody come through. And here's Roxy. Let's talk about cancel culture. Oh, lovely, Roxy. You're such a good person to talk about cancel culture, where you won't even have a genuine, honest, real conversation about cancel culture because you are someone who cancels people. But I don't even want to get into it. And I can't even stand the voice and watch it all. But my God, Jody.
This is blasphemous.
This is ridiculous. This is like Harvey Weinstein teaching like a sexual harassment training. You know what I mean? Like this, you don't do this, Roxy. Stay in your lane. This is not your lane, Roxy. Like, come on, man. What are you doing talking about? You are such a phony. And what's so funny is I watched a bit of it, and she talked about begging for money. Like, she's so begging for money like crazy.
It's sad. The person who said earlier that go
watch these other ones. She's like, I got to go apartment hunting, and so send over any more super chats before I go because I got to go soon. And that's all she was there for. She's chiming in for half hour to get some quick super chat money of people chiming in on her crap. But my God, so the parts I did, I mean, I don't.
Reaction to the Keaton/DC.
So she's talking about Mr. Bean. I made a video.
And that's how we know when you find somebody guilty of X, Y, or Z, then they get X, Y, or Z punishment. And obviously it's more arbitrary than that. And there's some fucked up things about that as well. But I'm just saying we have levels. So we can define what is murder in this degree, what is murder in this degree.
Murder, got it. What about inappropriateness, Roxy? Are we going to ever talk about that? What's actually inappropriate? Because I've tried numerous times to find out what was so inappropriate about what I did, and you refused to engage. But
cancel culture.
Let's talk about cancel culture.
We don't have that yet. I don't know that we will ever have it. It seems like likely that we will have some kind of ranking
Can you
system.
Imagine? She's trying to figure out how do we solve cancel culture. The irony here, Jody.
Come out and say that.
Well, one of the things you'll have to do is stand on snap yourself out of existence. That's one way to help stop it.
Dude, Roxy, look. What, Roxy? Have a real conversation, you phony!
That's crazy.
Like, what are you doing? You want to actually change things and stop cancel culture? I will listen to you. I've apologized to you. I've tried to work it out with you. I would leave you alone, but you're out there trying to talk about solving the dangers of cancel. Are you serious? You are such a fake person. You say you're all talk. You'll have any conversation. Oh, I'm as real as it gets. You are a phony. You totally lied about me. I've asked numerous times, respectfully, privately, publicly, you won't engage. You put me out to 1 million people saying I was inappropriate to you. That is a lie. I was never inappropriate to you. And if I did something, you won't even tell me so I can learn, I didn't realize there was a miscommunication or something. Instead, you keep continuing this narrative to your fans, your mods, to all your people, that I was inappropriate to you when I was never anything but supportive to you. And your stupid show that you're bitter at me about the TV fights wasn't a hit because no one cared about it, Roxy. I'm sorry. No one cared about it. My bosses didn't care about it. Move on. Dude, but that's why you did it, because you were bitter, and it frustrates me, Jody. It's like this. She's just like, how dare you? How dare she come out here talking about how to solve cancel culture? Can you believe the hypocrisy of these bottom-feeding, grifter, just losers?
Just a straight loser, weird, straight bottom feeder. That's like me. I say a lot of things on my YouTube channel, and even here on Popcorn Planet, that are some people would say are off and just alarming. But never will I go as far as to look in this lens right here and tell the internet on ways they can eat healthy and diet to lose weight. Who am I to say that, bro? Who am I to tell you how to lose weight and live healthy? I'm fat over here. So who are you, Roxy, to tell anybody about canceling somebody when you tried to cancel my man Andy? Look in the mirror. Do what Michael Jackson said. Look at yourself in the mirror and make the change. You are
make that change. Oh, that's the best. That's the best.
Everybody
Michael song.
From over there in the Collider, it's trash. Like they all suck. And here you are scrambling on your whack-ass YouTube channel with graphics someone else made you.
Some simp made for her, yeah. Let's be real. If we're keeping it real,
pay my rent.
Talk about simps in here. Oh my God. Oh.
Miss me with that shit with your 1,200 views, 18,000. Man, you need to be thanking this man for giving you life to be on that Screen Junkies channel. You need to be thanking Mark from Collider for giving you life to be on that Collider channel. Because clearly what I see is something that's really clear. Outside of Christian, none of y'all have box office. None of y'all have fandoms. None of y'all are talent. None of y'all are charismatic. None of y'all can host live streams and be entertaining. Y'all suck. Go ahead.
No, I love it. I love somebody else getting real with me because
I'm
look,
sorry.
If I just made a video. Speaking of which, like I actually talk about cancel culture a lot, as you guys know. I developed a whole channel about it. I want to make sure I've plugged it again here because I've talked about my channel here, Hugging the Cactus. I keep going progress where I talk about cancel. People who have been canceled. You say that people aren't canceled. Go watch the story about Kaylin Ford and tell me people aren't canceled. There's actually I'm trying to get a second part about this channel because the man who canceled her is a despicable, lying human being who she's currently in a lawsuit with, as she tries to rebuild her confidence and her life back. It's just so sad how real cancel culture is to certain people. But nowadays, Jody, a lot of people are just sort of spinning cancel culture into like, we don't like this person, so we're just calling them out. But there's so much more to it, and there's so many more things. But the last person you want to hear advice about cancel culture from is someone who's guilty of canceling people and has no concept of what it is. And Roxy, you are not one who is equipped to handle a conversation. And if you actually wanted to have that conversation, there's an open invite here. I will talk about it with you, and I'm not afraid to talk about it with you. That should be telling, Jody. Like if I was someone who's like, oh yeah, I don't want Roxy to spill the creepy shit I did to her. Like I wouldn't engage with her at all. Like I would avoid her at all costs. Yeah. I would not confront her. I would not do videos about her. I would, for whatever reason, I would just be like, sorry, and I would avoid. That's what you do, right? Because I've been the guilty guy. I've been the guilty guy of creepy stuff. And when you want to avoid somebody and you want to avoid being caught doing the creepy stuff, you avoid, you distract, you move away. Roxy, tell the world what I did, because you'd have to lie to tell them anything is what the reality is. And you come forward and say what I did, so I can respond finally to the actual accusation, just like Ye Fisher, just like Joss Whedon.
Roxy.
Say it out loud, so there's actually an accusation. Jody, I think she's afraid to because she knows I'm litigious.
She don't have anything.
And I probably, that honestly is I think what shut her up. And so I got all these people, and there's people in the chat in her chat comments saying, oh yeah, pervert Andy, blah 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 blah. Dude, I'm so sick of these hypocrites. So sick of these hypocrites that I'm going to keep calling them out. It's not and Jody, this isn't drama. This is my friggin' life. Like this woman canceled me, wronged me, and put it out there that I was inappropriate to her when I never was inappropriate to her.
Lied.
And she was an employee of mine. So it makes it even worse. This wasn't a fan who I was flirting with. She's implying that I was inappropriate to a coworker/host, and it's a lie, Roxy. You have defamed me. And I'm not gonna give it up just because fans move on. This is my life, Jody. Like I'm gonna keep calling it out, especially when she opens herself up publicly to be a savior about stopping cancel culture. I mean, Get the hell
nerve.
out of here.
nerve.
I found it, Jody, just for this.
There it is.
They said what? Roxy Striar said what? How dare you, Roxy?
Canceled in the same category.
You are ridiculous. I don't want to engage with that video any further. I don't want to play it any further. But my God, you're the last person to talk about it because you're guilty of it. And if you want to actually have a conversation, I will calmly and civilly have it with you any day of the week. Open invite. I am not afraid of you. Stop hiding. You say you'll talk to anyone who asks you blah, 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 blah. You're full of S. You won't do it. What does that mean? Why are you running away? Why are you hiding from it? If I'm such a monster, if I did so many inappropriate things, spill it. Jody, how else can I make it clear that she's full of it?
You've done all you can probably do as far as, what people do on YouTube. I mean, there's other levels, but we're not going there. Bro, like the writing's on the wall, man. Anybody with a real bone in their body can look and see what time it is. That's like Weinstein looking at the 5 accusers. What you gonna do? Tell the news? Go ahead and tell. Go ahead and tell. I raped you. No, you're gonna be like, I got a Ferrari out there. I'm tired of it. Do you want it? Or how can we keep you on hush? You don't attack your abuser publicly. If you were an abuser.
Cancel.
What Andy's doing is he's coming at you, Roxy. You ain't saying nothing. You know why? Because you ain't got nothing to say. Yay. It's the same thing that we just did with the Snyder stuff. It's crazy. Y'all got to be careful with people like this, because these are the people who are mildly attractive, who pretend to be kind of flirtatious. You got to be careful, because they're the ones that'll catch your bucks and try to divorce you, split you, take your money, take your wallet, take your pocket, try to cancel you. You got to be careful of these type of chicks. These type of chicks who got dark hair and dye their shit blonde to look a certain type of way, and she don't even care to redo her roots. But you got to be careful of these ones, bro.
Let's be real for a second too, because I heard a part about it, and I was trying to find it, but Roxy's mad at me for being inappropriate, okay? But Roxy also goes and talks about how she's, she heard Louis C.K.'s special, and it was so damn funny because she talks blah, blah. She's basically on this video forgiving Louis C.K. because she's a fan of Louis C.K. Let's talk about it, Roxy. Louis C.K. is a man who, to his female staff, revealed himself, pleasured it, did it in front of them without their permission, and you're cool with it. You're cool with that. Got it. But you won't tell me why I was inappropriate, and I'm scorched earth, canceled. All your fan base is going to forever vilify me because I was worse than that. I mean, Jody, that is effed up. Like, when she comes out and sort of now condoning and say, you know what, maybe Louis C.K. wasn't that bad after all. But oh my God, what I did. Oh my God. I mean,
what did you do? What do you think you did?
Dude, like, she's literally on the show literally approving of Louis C.K. saying, you know what? I found it funny. You know what? Maybe I was over, he's moving on. He's got his own journey.
Lead out and start tugging
in front of people without their permission sometimes. Some people they were, but there were a few people he was working with, and they weren't cool with it, but they were like working for him, and it was a weird dynamic. And that isn't okay, guys. A lot of people can try to say, oh, no, but no, you're not allowed to just bring it out and do what you want in front of people. That's not just because you think they do. That is not okay. I've never done that. Would never do that. And that's different than flirting with people.
About this, by the way.
Well, you can't just
take it out.
You can't just take it out. It's not a thing you're not ever allowed to do. And he did it because he was Louis C.K. And some people were cool with it. Sarah Silverman tells a funny story about it. He asked her.
She said, she's like,
I want to see it. Look, everybody's different. It is what it is. But he's apologized. He's acknowledged, you know what? I didn't understand. And there is that. We've talked about this a ton of times, Jody. There's a level of fame where you sort of don't know anymore. You lose touch of reality, and you need to be checked sometimes. And I think the culture we lived in Hollywood especially, it's been awful. Like for years, tons of stuff just went by the wayside. People were letting Weinstein do what he was doing. Like Hollywood is the most hypocritical bunch of crazy people in the world. But the fact that Roxy, you are out there now, well, you know what? I'm listening to Louis C.K. and you're on your own channel, sort of allowing him to come back, but you still won't engage and acknowledge what I did wrong to you, not broadly, to you. You made it about you. You made it all about you, Roxy, during that moment when Christian didn't even want you to. Christian told me privately, I guess, I don't know if I've shared this, Jody, but when I talked to Christian, because we talked for a bit before he moved on because his fan base wouldn't let him talk to me anymore. But even Christian, when Christian was worried I was coming back and was going to actually share dirt, when I was going to actually, what's the word when you tell on people, snitch on people. When Christian thought I was going to come back and start snitching, Christian was so fast to call me. He was
Dang.
so fast to call and
So
text
what's up,
me.
bro?
Yeah, hey, well, what's going on, man? You know, our mutual friend, who's a friend of his, who connected, my friend who connected me to you was a mutual friend of Christian's, and so I was going through him at a certain period, and Christian heard about it through him, that I was coming with the video and the evidence, and that I might mention Christian. So who's the first person to, hey, out of nowhere, hey, Andy, just wanted to check in with you. How you doing? Like, that's so a Christian thing to do, because he's all, and when we talked about it, I was like, hey, man, what are you calling me for? Good. Oh, this is the first time you're calling me? Really? Now? Huh, weird, Christian. That's, I called him out for it. He's like, yeah, no, sorry, I should have called sooner, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, we moved on, whatever, and I called him out. I'm like, you had Roxy on your show spouting lies. Like, what the hell? And he was immediately like, yeah, dude, I don't know what. I was shocked. And if you watch the video with her and him, you'll see he's like, what? Because he reacts in a way that somebody would be like, wait, what? This is a friend of hers. She knew me. He knew both of us well enough to know that she was talking out her ass. And he reacts. So he's texting me like, yeah, dude, I don't know what she was saying. And as I was asking, I was confused. And so I tried to pivot from it as fast as possible. Look, man, I didn't mean to do that. Because he knew my evidence, everything else, like, oh, crap, it's not all the way we thought it was. And I got to be careful. And he had my back at that point and was going to let me come on and sort of explain it. And he backed out too. So look, I got a beef with these people only in that they were out there talking about me, right? They were defaming my name. They were spreading lies. Christian was part of it. Christian said, yeah, we'll have you on when I have my own place. And of course he backed down, and now he has Roxy on all the time. Like, these people are hypocrites, and I'm sick of holding back my true feelings about it.
Up, man.
And I wouldn't have said anything any further about Roxy, but the gall to come out and talk about cancel culture. Roxy, you are just so tone deaf that you don't even realize that you're part of it. And if you actually want to stop it and have a real conversation, come on, man, let's do it. Let's really talk about abuse of power. Let's talk about dynamics.
Why would she do that? So you could expose her on camera?
A real person who is actually wants to solve things would, but she's afraid. She's afraid she doesn't want to be exposed.
A real person,
exactly.
Someone who's real. Yeah, she ain't that.
Christian and Roxy both ran. They're not real. They won't have a conversation. And it's something I've said more and more often. It's why I've been more real about everything. It's like, and why I don't like Ye. Why I don't like a lot of people. Like, if you have the truth on your side and you're trying to get it out there, talk to everyone. Don't be afraid to talk to anybody. It's my biggest advice I've talked to. When people come, Andy, this happened to me, whatever. Don't wait like I did. Get it out immediately. Drop any receipts you have. Put it out there. If you are telling the truth always rises and always comes true to fruition. Karma is a bitch. I've learned it the hard way. Truth will always come out. It'll always come out. Sometimes it may take a while. Sometimes it's not right at what happens, but the truth will always come out if you defend it and you really stand by it. And the fact is, people who don't have you on to share the truth usually have something they're hiding. Jody is the reality here, they don't want to be exposed.
It's obvious.
So anyway, I wanted to nip this in the bud and get it out there again because I'm so sick of it. I'm so damn sick of these hypocrites. This isn't drama. This is life. This is defamation. There's still people out there in her fan base who are like, yeah, and he's because he was mean, inappropriate to you. Lies. Absolute lies. You can dislike me for being a cheater, for a lot of things. You can dislike me as a personality because I've knocked on the Snyder Cut. Whatever it is, I don't give a shit. But stop disliking me for lies. That's where I'm going to clear my name. Go ahead.
And I can't knock you for it, man. And the audience, the people watching now on replay after this is no longer live. How is that fair that these people in this group of SJWs, this Collider group of people, how is it fair that Trash Ye Washington and Garbage Can Jan Roca can go over there and say, I want to kill the homeless people? Ye Trash Washington saying that I'm toxic and we believe what we said against Ray Fisher. How is it that they could go on and spew lies and slander and continue living on about their day, like nothing happened, when we're affected by it and have to deal with it every single day? Roxy, the same way. You have spewed lies about this man that affected this man. You went on about your life and probably got a Wiener Schnitzel hot dog with extra chili and cheese on that motherfucker. But Andy was at home getting tweets and calls and getting harassed and bullied over the BS you said. So now that Andy up, now that he's found his mojo, and now that he's doing numbers out here, much more than y'all, now he's like, yo, he has every single right to come back and clap back at you, because just because you moved on with yours don't mean he got to as well. So that's why you're getting this heat. And shout out to all them trash beings over there. Jan Roca, Mr. I want to kill all the homeless. Yay Washington, Mr. I want to be a famous wrestler. Mr. T. And
you just threw him in there because you don't like him.
Live at the Yay. None of this shit working, bro. So good on you, Andy, for putting it out there. Keep saying it so long as you want, bro, because you were sitting there for months and months and months while these lies were sitting out here, bro.
Yeah, it's in there. Like there's haters in the comments, and thank you, Myra, and everybody play. But it's like, Andy, no mainstream media outlet did it because people like Roxy came forward and lied. Is reality, and everyone wants salacious headlines. They don't want the truth, especially back in 2017. Man, it's not the same as it was. Thank God, just for everybody out there, it's not the same as it was in the beginning days of this movement where people were just jumping on it.
Look at her picture on Twitter. She's taking her dress off. You a catfish. You snatching out here. You are snatching out here. You fraudulent. I know exactly what type of chick you is.
Yeah. Don't be inappropriate, Jody. Apparently, I guess. I don't know. I never
inappropriate. You're taking
never
your dress
ever
off.
said anything like that. If anyone was Jody, I've said the story, and you can go watch the other Roxy video I've made. And I don't want to keep making videos about her because it gives her attention, and people might be like, "She's hot. I want to go watch her." People are weird, but the reality is like,
listen to her. That'll melt your brain.
But the reality is like, she made me feel inappropriate. There was a moment where she like sort of like, what should I wear sexy wise? And it's like that. Honestly, she made me feel like uncomfortable because she put me in a weird spot. I'm like, what do you want me to say? Wear what you want, Roxy. I don't give a shit what you wear. Wear what you want. If you're asking, but no, come on, tell me. She's a phony. She's a grifter. That's what these all people. And she's got nothing substantial because she doesn't have her own opinions. She's just goes with the flow. You know what I mean? She's that to me, those are the boringest, worst types of people that won't have genuine conversations when they're talking about subjects like cancel culture. I mean, Jesus. Jesus, just stay in your lane, dude.
Like, look at her. She's looking back like, you want to finish taking this dress off, Dad?
Oh, Jesus.
Blow me from the back. Blow my back out, Dad. Look at that. With
no,
that
you're
same,
seeing
with the
that. You're
the
seeing that.
tattoo on your
I
shoulder.
just see an ugly woman inside.
That
just
brain
see
all
an ugly
up.
woman inside.
I see that snatch right there. You snatching out here, man. Get up out of here.
Anyway, she's that's all I got. That's what I wanted to end this. So on a scale of 1 to 10, she said, what? Yeah, this was just tone deaf. Look,
That's
I've
10.
heard worse. Yeah, I guess that's a 10. Sure.
For me.
Stay in your lane, Roxy. That's all I got. Don't go anywhere if you're watching live, but I may post this later just to get my my feelings out there because I want my name back. I'm sick of these liars. Hit that subscribe or watch these videos. Thanks, everybody.